enter the fray and figure out. So we've got bullet hell drones, and then we've got Nikos Vasser with a sidearm trying to escape, get to his ship on the other side of the thing, the complex, the mining complex. So let's go ahead and let's enter the fray. Okay, and so we're gonna roll. So I think, so basically Oolawd is at the space station, figures out that Vasser is down there, goes to the mining thing, maybe like saunters into the cantina, the mess hall, and finds Vasser there, piling up mashed potatoes or whatever, and Oolad's coming over to Vasser, and Vasser sees Oolawd in like the reflection of the spit shield on the buffet, and ends up like throwing the potatoes up in the air, and it just makes a fuzz. Maybe there's like slightly less gravity, so it hangs a little bit longer in the air, and. And then it takes a bolt, just cheeses it out of there. So let's see. Enter the fray. If we're on the move, roll edge, facing off. In the thick of it, roll iron. Preparing, caught in a trap or sizing up the situation, roll wits. Well, I mean, of course, I am going to, try and suss up, like, is there some way that I can, is there something... is there a treat around this room that I can use to stop Vasser from running away? I'm trying to figure out if I can grab the tray and throw it at his feet to trip him up, or, push one of the mess tables, or, if I can run along the mess tables and cut him off or whatever. So we're going to roll wits, and I'm trying to size up the situation. And that was, why did I use that? Anyhow, it's a 0. And it's, we're plenty. That's a strong hit. So we've got, let's see. So we're going to take 2 momentum. So that's going to get us to 4. And we've got initiative. And so we've entered the fray and we're in control. And then, so are we going to try and gain ground? So this is where I'm at. I'm in control and I'm moving to gain ground. Or am I? Am I going to clash or am I going to gain ground? Slightly retconning. So the setup says that the drones get in the way and they cover his escape. So I think what happens is, he throws up he throws up potatoes. He throws the potatoes up in the air, and they hang around in sort of this haze. And I'm trying to suss out the situation, like, is there something I can do to stop him? And at that moment, that's when the drones, he's got some little clicker in his HUD controller. He's activated the drones, and the drones sort of fly in to try and cover his escape. So let's take a really quick on gain ground. In control and take action to reinforce your position or move towards your objective. Envision your approach. Yeah, so I think I'm going to try and gain ground. What I'm going to do is I'm trying to figure out really quickly, like, do I know anything about these drones? Do I see like a drone control panel or something? Do I see some way of revealing a vulnerability about these drones? Or I'm looking at the electrical wires that are around to see if I can, do some sort of EMP pulse or something like that to make some progress against these drones. And so we're going to do that. So we're going to try and gain ground, and then we're going to roll on that. So we're going to do plus wits. 9 and 6. So that's a weak hit. So we got a weak hit. So we're going to choose one. So do I want to take 2 momentum or add 1 to the next move? Let's get some momentum. Let's get our momentum up to 6. And then we go back in and we stay in control. So I think what happens is I recognize what the model, the make and model of these drones. So I'm making progress because, or momentum, because I've recognized the like I have an idea of what the schematics inside of them are, and so if I find tools and things like that, I may be able to put 2 and 2 together a lot quicker in order to, like, I don't find a way to like disable them or whatever, but I'm getting close to it, like by recognizing the type of drone they are. I'm getting close to MacGyvering some sort of way out of it. So let's take that and see if I can, maybe I have some sort of anti-drone stuff in my equipment. So let's see if I can clash against these drones and make some progress. We're going to assault our foe. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm gonna like roll back, fly behind the buffet to get a little bit of distance and try and get into a position where I can. And then I'm gonna suffer 1 momentum as a sharpshooter, and I'm going to brace my weapon and try and shoot the special access panels and try and get them to EMP pulse each other. So we're going to do +1 and mark extra progress on a hit. So let's go ahead and try and clash. We're gonna clash from a distance. So we're going to roll edge. So it's +2, +3. So that's a weak hit. So we go clash and mark progress if in a bad spot, pay the price. Okay, so we're going to mark progress. And it's 1 progress per. And then we were marking extra progress. So that's going to be 2. But on the weak hit, we're going to go into a bad spot. So now we're in a bad spot. And I'm just going to stop tracking initiative on here because I'm tracking it on here. So yeah, so I've taken a shot and I ding one, or and maybe that ricochets off and smacks the other one, or I do a really good shot and I don't get an EMP pulse that gets anybody else, but that one drone maybe falls and takes out another one, so I get a little bit of good stuff. But that opens me up, like, because I've braced my weapon and I've held still for a little bit, and so what that means is that the other drones get a bead on me and are able to take aim a little bit better, and so I'm in danger of being hit really bad. So we're gonna let's react under fire. If you're in a bad spot and take action to avoid danger or overcome an obstacle. In pursuit, fleeing, dodging, getting back into position is edge. Yeah, so I'm gonna react under fire. I'm looking around. I'm trying to figure out a way to get out of this mess hall and start tracking down Vasser with these drones chasing me down. So I'm changing the plan. Instead of attacking, I'm finding a way out, or I'm trying to bypass the obstacle of the drones in this room. So we're gonna roll wits. So it's +3. And so that's a weak hit. So we react under fire, and oh wow. On a weak hit, your success is short-lived and comes at a troublesome cost. Suffer -1 to a single status track. That's these guys. Okay, I'm going to take Spirit. Basically, what's going through my head is that it's like, it's why did it have to be snakes moment? Why did it have to be drones? I hate drones, and they're so annoying. But I do manage to find a way out of the mess hall and onto the catwalks and the rest of the mining area, being chased by the drones, and the drones coming from all different directions and down each of the corridors. But I do manage to get past out of this room and try to follow Vasser. So the weak hit, and we're in a bad spot. Are you going to try to react under fire again? Well, no, let's clash. I managed to get out of this room, the mess hall, and then I get into the corridors, and I see some drones in the distance, and I'm going to take a -1 on my momentum to get a +1 for my sharpshooter, and so we're going to clash +1 and extra progress on a hit. So that's, I'm trying to shoot one and have it fly into the other one, or try to get that EMP pulse again. So we're going to do that. We're going to go clash. Oh man, if I were in control and got a strong hit on this clash, then I would mark extra progress twice. That would be cool. Okay, so we're going to roll. So we're going to go to clash. And we're going to roll, and it's going to be, I'm bracing my weapon and shooting at a distance. So it's +1, so +3. And that's a weak hit. So we're going to mark progress. So we are going to mark progress, and we're going to mark extra progress because of the sharpshooter. So that's 2. But if we're already in a bad spot, we're going to pay the price. I think the most obvious thing to have happen is that the drones, one of the drones manages to shoot at me. So I'm going to take a -1 to health. Oh, actually, well, okay, hold on. So I guess it's going to be harmful. So I'm going to, when you face physical damage, we're going to actually, here, let's go to the PDF for a second. So I'm going to endure harm. So something, it shoots at me, and I'm facing physical damage. And so I suffer minus health equal to your foe's rank, or as appropriate to the situation. If your health is 0, suffer minus momentum equal to any remaining health. Then roll plus health or plus iron, whichever is higher. So my plus health, so we're going to minus health and then roll against that. So it's going to be +4. And that's actually, it's a 6 + 4, which means that 10, I've managed to get a strong hit in spite of that 10, which is pretty awesome. Oops, I'm sorry. So I actually got a 6 and then a 5 and a 10. So because it's +4, I'm actually getting a tie on that. So even though there's a 10 there, I actually managed to get a strong hit, which means I shake it off, and my health is greater than 0, suffer -1 momentum in exchange for +1 health. I don't really want to take the momentum. I don't want to take the hit on momentum. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. I'm not going to heal because I want to keep my momentum up a little bit. So that was a strong hit. Mark, wait, what am I doing? Oh, that was mark progress if already, and then in a bad spot, pay the price. Okay, so we did that. We got a weak hit, and that brings us back to in a bad spot. So I'm still in a bad spot. I'm running down these corridors on these gang planks, and there's little bits of lava flying through the air every once in a while, flying over. So I may get hit by one of those eventually. I think I'm gonna try clashing again. And I guess I will take a hit on my momentum to get to +1 and the extra progress. So I'm gonna shoot at some more drones as I'm running and gunning, as it were. And so, actually, that's a double 1. So that's an opportunity. So let's go ahead and do this. So that's a strong hit, but I'm not already in control, so I don't mark extra progress. But I'm going to mark progress, and then because of sharpshooter, I mark extra progress. But I could have gotten to 10 if I had been in control. But it's a strong hit, so I am actually going to move into a strong hit, and I'm in control now. Boy, that's 8. That's 8. Oh man, I feel like I'm in control, and I've got 8 progress. I don't know. I mean, like, it could be like I see a drone control. Like, okay, so what I know about this particular model of drone is that they actually have a control cluster, a control hub that has to be somewhat equidistant to all of the drones. And I find it, I see it, and so I'm going to actually in the fight by shooting the crap out of this hub. So I've got 8 progress here. We're going to roll against that. So let's try it. A 1 and a 6, a strong hit. So that's awesome. That's pretty freaking awesome. So we got a strong hit. I prevail. I take +1 momentum. And if the fight continues, I'm still in control. Okay, that's great. So the security drones are out, and I think the opportunity is that, you know, I'm looking at the gangplanks, and I can see Vasser, but I can't figure out how to get to him. I think let's do it that way. You know, I finished off the drones, and I pewed the drone hub, and the rest of the drones drop. I see Vasser, but I have no idea how to get to him, or I don't see him. Actually, maybe that's actually it. Maybe that's it. That's I look around, and where the hell did he go? I don't know. Let's go with that. So I have no idea where he went. I've got initiative. I'm gonna try to gain ground, and I'm gonna run to one of the info panels, and I'm gonna try to hack into it with my wiggly octopus fingers, and I'm gonna try and hack into it and figure out where he went. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to gain ground. And so we're going to roll plus wits. And so plus wits is 6. So that's a weak hit. Bummer. So I'm gonna pick 1. Well, I'm gonna mark progress. I mean, screw that. I figure out where he is, but he's most of the way there already, or something. Or I figure out where he's at. So that means that I do a weak hit, and now I am in a bad spot. What kind of clashing foe? Fight back, fight from a distance. Yeah, so I mean, I've hacked it. It's told me which sector he's at, and so I'm looking through my my sniper rifle in the distance because I know about where he's at, and so I'm gonna try and I guess I'm gonna clash and try and shoot him from a distance as he's running through the gangplanks. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna roll plus edge. I'm gonna go ahead and take -1 momentum in order to get my +1 and get the extra progress. So that's +3. Okay, so it's a strong hit. So I mark progress. And then I mark extra progress because I've shooted him in the head. Sharpshootered him. So I've seriously wounded him. But he's right there. He's at his ship. So it's like I'm either gonna have him hobbled or he gets away, right? So we're gonna end the fight based on 9 progress. Oh wait, yeah. Well, no, it was a strong hit. So we marked progress, and that was a strong hit, and then we're in control, and I'm gonna try to now end the fight. I'm gonna try and have that be the enough to, you know, it's one of those things where he's like that close to the door to his ship, and he's reaching out to the button, and I shoot him or shoot the thing. I shoot the panel. I think that I shoot the panel, and so he can't activate it, and so he's there banging against the thing, and so I'm going to try to end the fight by catching him before he figures out how to open the door. Yeah, so let's do it. Let's just do it. It's going to be +9. I mean, it's going to be really hard for us not to make this one. And that's a strong hit on in the fight. So we take +1 momentum, and we've captured Nikos Vasser. So we run up behind Nikos Vasser as he's trying to, use a makeshift pry bar to open the door to his ship and get in and get away. And we run up after him, and catch the man. We get the guy. We get our guy. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. I didn't manage to get a lot of variety in there. I probably should have tried a character with some sort of a different combat talent than Oolawd, but so that was really interesting. I was as predicted, the flow of this was a lot easier, even though it looks crunchier than the other one. But I kind of miss that other one. I really hope there's a way to get back to this coolness. Because this is just way cool. I don't know. But yeah, so that was fun. That was the run and gun playtest. We managed to track our guy down to the mining planet, and then confronted him in there. Got some mashed potatoes all over our wiggly appendages. And then managed to defeat his drone army. The little mining drones flying around, and then at the last minute managed to shoot the access panel to his ship, and then caught up to him before he could get away. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna take this guy back and make him pay the piper and face justice. By gum. If this were a game, I would probably have some badass miners show up and have another combat round. I'd have to fight my way through the miner. The miners had decided having this sort of disgusting slimy octopus shooting all the drones was not such a great idea after all, and now they've got to fix the drones that they use to mine with, and so they're gonna try and pummel me and block my way, trying to get this Vasser back to my ship and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was fun. It was definitely this track made a lot more immediate sense as far as where I was supposed to go and what I was supposed to do. It was interesting because you kind of maintain in control or in a bad spot while you're moving through these loops. So it's almost like two separate little maps as far as that goes. But what I ended up doing is I liked the way that I used two. So I'm either in control or I'm in a bad spot. And then I move my piece around to determine, my position in the rest of this. Two separate little status markers were necessary to sort of keep it in my head, because if I had only kept one and I had been moving it along, so I'm going to go in a bad spot and then I'm clash and then I roll a strong hit or a weak hit, and then I'm like, oh shit, wait, was I in a bad spot or was I in control? Or if I am clash and I get a strong hit, was I already in control or was I in a bad spot? I've forgotten because I'm playing solo and I can't keep track of anything when I'm playing solo. So having two markers on here was really important for me, keeping things straight in my head. The extra progress is super speeds up the combat as far as running and gunning and stuff like that. This definitely was running and gunning as opposed to a slog. It's really interesting that this addresses a lot of the sort of sense of being stuck in a fight trying to get in control in order to end the fight and not being able to, and it just like keeps dragging on. This definitely has a more of a cinematic action hero kind of feel to it, and like the ability to have an asset like sharpshooter where I mark extra progress and then have clash mark extra progress. Has the potential, like on that last one with Vasser, 3 progress per mark. So if I had gotten a hit and had sharpshooter and was in control with a strong hit, then I could have gotten up to 9 progress in one single hit. That's pretty freaking amazing. That definitely has sort of like a Michael Bay kind of explosions everywhere kind of feel to it. Yeah, so that's really interesting as how that speeds up combat and getting through that. I definitely would have had a whole bunch more turns if there hadn't have been that extra progress. I like that. That's cool, especially moving into a sci-fi, whereas it's less sort of grim and perilous kind of Viking, clanging swords and shields in the mud kind of feel of Ironsworn, as opposed to Starforge, where you've got laser blasts going off and all sorts of things like that. Hey, bub, come on. Going off and so that's definitely a really interesting change, and has a much more sort of sci-fi action film feel to it. Really cool as far as that goes, as far as changing the mood and tone of the combats and how they go. Yeah, definitely. I like that a lot. Okay, well, that's it. I think that's all I have for you. And thanks for hanging out with me and doing this second play test. And I'm looking forward to the next one. Super excited. I actually had a dream the other day of having cards that were like Ironsworn Delve, but they were for Starforge, and they were like a way mission. Like what kind of mission is it? What sort of is it on a planet or on a ship and stuff like that? And there was like, it's a diplomatic mission, and you've got to beam down to an asteroid, and all that sort of fun stuff. Oh man, that was a cool dream. I just had a lot of red shirts jumping in the way and taking shots and stuff, and it was a really interesting dream. I'm really fired up for the Starforge. This is looking to be really fun. In addition to Ironsworn, which I haven't gotten back to. I feel bad for myself because I actually have a whole bunch of plans, but that's part of the problem. Like I get too many plans. I'm really hoping that all this thinking about Starforge doesn't get in the way of actually playing it for me. But I spend way too much time planning, and then I get these huge plans, and then I have to implement them, and then I get really bogged down in the details and analysis paralysis and all that sort of stuff. But all right, anyhow. I thought I'd mention that dream. It was pretty fun. I'm looking forward to like having a 5-year missions and like having the Oracle with the Delve kind of mission things happening, and have that sort of determine like what you're doing and what you run into and all of the episodes that you have along your overall mission. It's pretty awesome potential there. I'm really excited for it. So tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time.